Hi, hello.
Hello?
Is this Rodrigo?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rodrigo. This is Tommy Bryson. Just want to let you know this call is going to be recorded and potentially uploaded to YouTube. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. How can I help you?
Alrighty, I just wanted to talk about today. I'll give you the story of my background. I'm a senior at my high school right now,
Okay.
and I'm moving on, and I'm going to a 4-year college. I thought about all the other alternatives that I could do, and I feel as if college could be the right decision for me.
Okay.
As for the right decision to me, I think it will be, but I have no clue how I'm going to do this financially. So
Okay.
that's why I decided if you could help me out in some way.
All right. So, what is your major going to be?
My major is going to be business management.
Okay. So, I'm glad you called me because business management is a very broad major and usually is not going to land you a job. And by the way, the whole point of college is I'm going to go to college to get training, to get knowledge, to then go ahead and get a job. All of that's going to cost me a ton of money. So I got to make sure whatever job I do get is going to make me money. Does that sound correct?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah. So let me ask you another question. Why do you want to go to a 4-year school?
Ooh, so the only I couldn't think of any other option. The only other option I could have gone was to the military. I do have connections to my friend's mom owns a brokerage, and I could have done that. But I feel as if college may or may not be the right answer for me. Also, I could attend like a 2-year community college that could be free.
Yeah.
But if I do that, I feel like I'm going to be in the same position which I am right now in my life.
Which position is that?
I would just be living with my parents and acting like a high school student for the next 2 years of my life as well.
What does that matter?
Living with the parents?
Yeah. What does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter to me, but I just want to be independent. I want to be, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm trying to be independent with my life.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, you see, so sometimes we see things, for example, in movies or with our friends, and we assume basically that's just the right thing to do. But whenever you have these ideas and it costs you a lot of money, you got to ask yourself, why do I really want to do this? And you got to ask yourself that question 6 more times or 7 more times until you get to the deep lower level to it. Okay? You just can't say, I want to go to a 4-year school because I'm going to be stuck in the same place, so I can go to a brokerage, but the only option I have is this. No. In reality, you have a multitude of options. And well, let's answer the first question here, or the first problem you face, right? If you're going to go to college, you need to know exactly what you're going to college for. So you need to go ahead and do research on a correct degree. You want to go to laborstatistics.com or .gov, and you want to find basically majors that fit your style, right? And you're interested in, but also going to give you great job prospects. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, the second thing is, okay, it's okay to go to a community college. If I could do it all over again, that's how I would have done it, right? Now, here's why. If my name is Rodrigo, right, and I can, by the way, do your parents mind if you're home? Do they not want you there? Is everything okay there?
No, everything's okay there. Yeah.
Yeah, so then you're good, right? Okay, so if my parents are okay with me staying home, is it toxic or anything like that?
No, I can stay there.
Okay. So if everything's good at home, right? And I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to community college first. What am I gonna do there? I'm gonna go ahead and take gen ed courses. Now, why would I do that? Because basically, if I go to a 4-year school, the first 2 years are just gonna be gen ed courses, but each credit is gonna be like around 2 to 3 times more expensive than it would be in a community college. Does that make sense? So if I go, for example, to community college, I can go ahead and say, okay, I'm in a community college now. While I'm there, I can get a job, right? So if I get a job, I'm making, for example, like 25K. I'm with my parents, right? So I'm not really like paying that money, things whatsoever. You can save all that money in 2 years once you graduate community college. By the way, make sure the college you want to go to accepts to transfer that time and also those credits over, so that way you don't get in trouble. But if they transferred over, right, That means you got it at a big discount. That means you saved the money, right? And that means when you go to
Yeah.
college now, you have all the money needed to basically graduate 100% debt free.
Yeah. I do. I've been working all year right now, and I only have about 10,000 saved up.
By the
Obviously,
way,
don't
a
know what I
lot.
plan to-
That is a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. I don't know what I plan to do with that. How I plan to, if I just plan to use it on college, if I put that on a mutual fund like you say on your videos.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that $10,000 I have saved up.
So what do I do with this $10,000? And how old are you?
I am 17, about to turn 18.
Okay, I'm 17 years old. I'm Rodrigo. I'm about to go to college, and I want to know exactly what to do. Well, what would I do with this $10,000? And by the way, how do you get it?
I worked a part-time job on the weekends at a fine and dine restaurant. They tipped me out really well.
Okay, so look, if you can save that much money up, Rodrigo, the idea is that money, save around maybe like a month to 3 months worth for emergencies, maybe like $3,000, right? You don't have that many expenses whatsoever. 3K, you have 7K left, right? That's gonna be your college fund. Now go to a community college. That's what I would do, right? I'm telling you what I would do. Go to community college, keep the job, and stack up all that money and put it, for example, into your entire college fund. Now, the real question is, this money I have right here now, right, that's going to be building up, do I put that, for example, in a savings account or, for example, in a mutual fund? The answer is I would not put it into the market because we don't know what the market's going to be like in 2 years. It could be terrible. It could be great, but I can't tell you. So I wouldn't want to risk it. So I would want to keep that money, for example, in the savings accounts. That way, by the time I graduate from community college and I transfer over to a 4-year school, and I do those 2 years right there for a better deal with cash, the answer is I'm gonna be good to go because all that money's there, and I don't have to worry about losing it in my investments. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So for right now, that's what I would do. I would consider community college, and while you're there, it'll give you time to think about like, hey, what do I want to do in college, and research the degree, because a lot of the times we go to high school and they don't really tell us anything, and you go, for example, business management, you graduate with a bunch of debt, you can't find a job, you work something different. The answer is no, right? I want to make sure whatever you pick is a business decision, so you got to make sure it's right for you.
All right. So you're recommending I go to community college to get another year of like thinking exactly what I want to do if I go to another college?
So here's step by step what I would recommend, right? You have a 4-year school, and a community college is basically 2 years. When you go to community college, that's something called gen ed education, right? The same education they're going to give you, for example, in the 4-year school for the first 2 years. Because, by the way, the first 2 years of the 4-year school is just general education classes. It's nothing to do with your major whatsoever, right?
No.
So what I'm saying is, in private school or like the 4-year school, it's going to be a lot more expensive per credit, right? In 2 years, it's going to be, for example, 60 credits. It might be, for example, $300 a credit, 500, 800, 1,000, even more, right? So, but in community college, each credit is going to be a lot cheaper. On top of that, if you can get FAFSA, on top, if you get, for example, scholarships you can apply for in your community, it's probably going to be free or close to free, right? You can pay for that out-of-pocket costs with your money. While you're there, you finish, for example, you get those 60 credits, you can go then, for example, over to a 4-year school, right? But now you already did, for example, those 2 years. So all those courses, you have to transfer them over and skip all that stuff. So now you only have to do, for example, the last 2 years, which are all about your major, right? It's the same 4 years. It's just, for example, 2 in community college and then 2 in the 4-year school. That's all it is, right? But the big difference is basically while you're in community college, you can basically think about what you want to do, also save a ton of money. So when you do go, for example, to the 4-year school, you have all the cash required to pay for it in cash. So you don't graduate debt free.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Now, there isn't, by the way, you said your mom's friend can get, for example, a job for you in a brokerage, you said?
My friend's mom owns a brokerage. And I could probably ask about an internship or
what type of brokerage does she have?
I do not know about that.
So you don't know about that?
A real estate brokerage.
Okay, so most likely you need, for example, a license to do that, right? Now, by the way, that's also an option, right? While you're going to community college, you could get your license,
Yeah.
and at in the afternoon, because by the way, everyone has a normal job, so you're gonna be showing houses, for example, after school, most likely, right? After work, so you can do college and also get that license, and also potentially do that also. Nothing wrong with that either, right? If you want to do that, you can if you want to, but understand that money is gonna fluctuate a lot more than it would, for example, with a more stable job. But it's up to you. I'd probably do 1 year, see exactly what I like, because you also gotta get a taste for what you like, especially since you're like so young.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're in a great spot, man. $10,000. You're trying to figure out what to do. And by the way, there's a mental aspect to living at home. The answer is it's okay to stay there, but it's not okay to only want to stay there, right? What I mean is basically, if you're not saying I'm gonna be here forever, right? I
Yeah.
want to be here for I don't ever want to leave, right? That's a problem, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're saying, hey, mom, dad, I want to be here until basically I'm done with my studies, I get my career, and then I can go ahead and just like walk out of here debt free and have a better financial standing, they'll probably appreciate that a lot more. But it makes no sense, for example, to go to the 4 year school, to dorm there, to do all this nonsense, and basically graduate with like 40, 60, $50,000 in in student loan debt. And that's a big problem. That's not what I want for you.
No.
Okay, that's my advice overall. But you're in a good position. So let me ask you one last question here. What made you pick business management?
I feel like deep down that like I really love leading and being a leader to people. I love helping and improving people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
or just like leading. I think that if I'm managing a big group of people, I think that's something I would really like to do with
Okay.
my life as a job or in my job,
So let me ask you a question.
whatever my job may be.
Okay, and by the way, that's awesome. And by the way, that's something you can do. You try to make an impact, and that's something you can do in
Yeah.
anything you do, right? In anything you do, you can make an impact.
Yeah.
But if I have a business, right, and you graduated, for example, as in business management, but you're not specified, for example, into anything like in detail, right? I can't hire
Yeah.
you. You have no experience. You're not specified into anything, so it doesn't make sense. You're not contributing to anything, right? That's why it's so hard to get a job with a degree. However, for example, in whatever you choose to do, Rodrigo, you're gonna have an impact no matter what, right? If it's real estate, that's an impact because you're helping somebody find a home. You're helping somebody with that stuff, right? That's an impact. If it's, for example,
Yeah.
accountant, that's also an impact. You're helping someone to solve their entire tax situation. There's an impact to be found in anything you do. But the answer is you gotta go out there and you gotta do the research. Don't just take a dive for it and be like, I'm gonna go to 4 year school or the military. Think about it like thoroughly. And community college is gonna be cheap. It's gonna be a quick way to get to where you wanna go.
But I feel as if I go to the community college,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna be like a high school student. I'm
It
still
does.
gonna be like the exact same I am right now.
It doesn't. No, you're not. You're not the exact same way that you are because you have a purpose, right? The purpose is I'm going. By the way, your friends, whoever your friends are that are telling you this nonsense, they're stupid, right? Because they're gonna go to a 4 year
Yeah.
school, they're gonna graduate with a bunch of debt, and a bunch of them are not gonna get a job that's basically in line with
Yeah.
your entire degree. That's not what
Yeah.
I had those friends. I made the
Yeah.
mistake that you're about to make right now. That's what I'm telling you, right? Staying at home, having a full-time job or a part-time job while you're going to college and trying to figure out what you want to do is not the same as you right now. You're saving up money for a purpose to go to school to graduate debt free. In 4 years or 3 years, by the way, you're 17, bro. 4 years, you're
Yeah.
21. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
super young, bro. I'm 24 years old. Things take time, just take your time with it. You don't have to rush anything. In 4 years, you're basically 21. You got a great career. You owe nobody no money. You're making, for example, $50,000, $60,000, depending on the career you actually choose. And that's a great spot to be in. Now, in 4 years, you graduated, you owe 60K to whoever, you have credit card debt, you have a car note, you have a massive mortgage. But guess what? At least you're not like you're a high school student, right? It's stupid. That's not what I want for you.
Yeah.
but you're solid, bro. You're going in a good step. Don't get finessed by culture, and by what your friends are saying, or by whatever anyone else is saying. Okay, you gotta like you're saying, Tommy. I want to be a leader. You gotta sometimes a leader has to make this like their own trail, and that's your own
You're
trail.
right. You're absolutely right about that. It's just it's hard making that decision, because that's what society tells you to do.
Yeah, man. Screw society,
To go
man.
against what society tells you.
Yeah, I mean, you're still doing what they say. You're just doing it in a smarter way, right? You're still going to college,
Yeah.
but you're just not gonna graduate with a bunch of debt
But
because you're gonna finesse it.
so 2 years in community college, and I get another job.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
yeah. So you can keep your job you have right now if it tips you very well, right? But if you want to get another job that kind of like, okay, maybe I want to do that whole
Yeah, I want
broker
to get
thing.
another job
Yeah, then try it.
where I learn a skill, like
Yeah,
a sales job or something.
yeah, you can do that too. You can do that too. If you want to, you can do whatever you like. Just make sure it makes you money because the goal of going to community college is to save the money
Yeah.
required to then go to the 4-year school and get your career basically, and pay for any cash, and apply for a ton of scholarships. Apply, for example, at least 3 hours to 4 hours a day just in scholarships in your community, then nationwide, and write and make basically get a folder of all your essays and keep them there. That way, whenever you apply for one, you just tweak it a little bit and apply for that scholarship. That way, you don't have to rewrite things over and over again. But potentially, man, with FAFSA, with the money you have and also scholarships, you could just go for free. 2 years you
I
graduate.
applied to fast. I applied
You,
to FAFSA, but my family was making more income,
hmm
so we didn't get any money from that.
Are your
We
parents
had
gonna
to
help
get
you with
it.
college or no?
Yeah, my
They
parents
are.
didn't help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your parents okay with you going to community college?
Yeah, they are okay with that. I can
Are you
definitely
sure?
go to community college. They're okay with whatever. If I want to do something with my life, they're okay with that.
Okay, awesome,
They're
man.
not
You
forcing me to go to
awesome. Then you're in a great spot. You know, if your parents are not forcing you to make a decision, which is great, you tell them, by the way, just sit down with them. Be like, Mom, Dad, I want to go to community college. This way I can get my gen ed course out the way for a cheaper price. Then, for example, while I'm doing this, I can test out what I like, what I don't like. So with the career I pick is actually one I actually like. Because either way, the first 2 years of college are trash. They teach you nothing about your actual like major. Nothing.
No.
So
I
what's
know.
the sense?
I don't-
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry about what anybody thinks, man. You're. And by the way, if you don't feel comfortable, just don't tell anybody what you're doing. You don't want to tell anybody shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to tell anybody like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Just be quiet about it. Like, what are you gonna do for college? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? just,
Don't worry about
just stay quiet about it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. None of your business, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Like your real friends are gonna understand you. The ones that don't care about you, they'll be like, no, don't do that. Come with us to get all. I actually had. I'll tell you a story. I knew these girls. They were best friends in college, right? I mean, in high school. And they were so good friends that basically one of them got accepted to a school that gave him a lot of money and scholarships, and the other one didn't. The one that didn't the one that got accepted said, "All right, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna wait for you and go to the college you're actually going to." It's very dumb, right? You can be friends with someone, but you don't have to do exactly what they do. It's stupid.
Yeah, they live together for like half the semester, and then they hate each other.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so you're good. You're in a good spot, bro. $10,000 at your age, just save the money up, save it for emergencies, get the rest for the college, and you're good to go, bro. Don't listen, man. YouTube is a great place, but it's a bad place for your ego because it makes you think like, oh my gosh, I'm 17 years old. I don't have a house yet. I don't have investments yet. When I was your age, bro, I was buying sneakers. I had no business with any money, all right? It was all sneakers. It was all video games. It was all just like girls. It was stupid. I was very stupid, okay? But you're a lot better than I am. But just don't rush it.
I
Be
watch
patient.
your videos, Bobby.
Yeah, yeah. So just be patient, bro. You got this, bro.
Yeah, I've been watching your videos for over a year now. It's pretty good.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But you're good, bro. You're in a good spot. Just don't rush it. And by the way, if you don't know anyone, for example, like me, that's like the same trajectory as you want to go or you want to get to, just find those people, for example, in books, on YouTube, and go to like seminars and so on. You'll find those people that think the same way that you think and I think. But if your friends are not like that, it's fine. You can have friends, but you don't have to share everything with them. For example, on the money side and all those other aspects.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You have any more questions, Rodrigo?
No, so just save up as much as I could. So save up as much as I could during this 2 years of community college, and then
Yes.
go to the
Yes, exactly. And make
another
sure
college.
you're gonna do general education, and make sure the
Yeah.
college you're gonna go to is going to allow you to transfer those credits and also the time you spent there. Okay, that's all you want to do. So you can get a massive discount. Apply for scholarships at least like 2 to 3 hours every single day, so you can get a lot of free money. Because not, for example, you get scholarships basically based on athleticism, also character, and also where you're from, right? So it's a lot of different scholarships that you get. It's not for, and also like your grades, right? So if you get good grades, you can get some scholarships also. And if you spend, for example, 50 minutes on a scholarship, you get $5,000. That's a lot of money per hour, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're good to go, brother. You go there, spend 2 years, you pick a really good major, not no business administration nonsense, accounting, finance, whatever you want to do. I don't care what it is. It's just something that you care about. And you, again, right? When going to college, you want to find three things. The first thing is something you like, so you enjoy it and you're not miserable. Something you're
Yeah.
good at, so you're not miserable doing something you're not good at. I like singing, but I suck at it. I wouldn't be good at it. And also,
You like that?
lastly, yeah, and something that makes you money. If it doesn't make you money, it's a hobby. All right, brother.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. I really appreciate talking to you. I really appreciate that you were able to schedule a meeting with me.
Yeah,
That was
man.
Really nice.
And by the way, Rodrigo, if you ever want to talk again, brother, just schedule another call. I'll be here and I'll give you a call. All right. Thanks again.
All right.
Have fun.
All right. Thank you, Tommy.
All
Have a
right.
good
Peace
day.
out. All right, guys. So that right there was Rodrigo. And the big problem was basically, I laugh sometimes, but I also remember when I was like that age and I was like, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with my home and my parents no more, man. I want to be independent. Independence. It reminds me of like us fighting for independence. What was it, like the 1800s, something like that? But overall, so there you go. It does not matter what anybody else is saying, man. It does not matter if you're in the same place, for example, for another 2 to 3 to 4 years, okay? Everyone is heading on a mission. And by the way, I love YouTube, but it also gives people this false narrative saying like, hey, if you're not 17 or 16 right now with a full-blown house, you're failing at life. You're not, okay? It is normal. It is fine, all right? You don't have to make millions of dollars. It is okay. But overall, Rodrigo, it's just, by the way, community college is a great avenue. But when you're in high school, they tell you, hey, if you get a community college, you must be a failure. You must be dumb. Guess what? You're not dumb. You're getting a massive discount. You get the gen ed courses. Then, for example, you go into the 4-year school, get the degree in 2 years, but you'll save up cash, get scholarships, and you graduate debt-free. But your friends, though, the smart ones that got accepted into a private school but pay $40,000 a year and they're not living at home anymore, well, they graduate with like maybe $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in student loan debt. And guess what? They're not better off than you are, right? It does not make a difference, right? Don't worry about that stuff, man. Overall, guys, comment down below and let me know what did you think about this call. But guys, if you want to join me on my next call, well, I do this calls from Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. I have a link down below. Schedule a call. It's free, and I'll call you and talk to you guys one-on-one. See you guys next time. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And by the way, if you want to see me daily, like 3 times a day, I make videos also on my main channel, Tommy Bryson, and also my second channel called The Tommy Bryson Show, where I also post there every single day. So basically, 3 videos every single day consistently, okay? I'll see you guys next time. As always, peace.